Welcome to another Shortcast here on Make Peace with Life. Today I have a great topic to talk about. I recently was involved in some volunteer work for a run, 5K run, 5 mile run, I believe it was. Actually did a 5 and a 10 mile run. But this was a great community event. It was not a race like Olympics where the winner went on or anything like that. It was just basically a fun run. Now, yes, the one thing that amazed me there was the diversity of the people that were there. You had your uber competitive people that were trying to get their best time, wanted to be the first one across the finish line. But then you had a lot of other different types and styles of people that turned out. You had runners that were just out to have a good time, to do their thing, to run a different course. You had runners. We actually had walkers too in this event. So we had some people that just came out to walk that 5 miles in this case. So they were not here to run or to exercise or not break. They barely broke a sweat. It was a hot day, so they did sweat a little bit. But there was an age range too that was incredible. I was so fascinated. Some little tiny kids running, fascinated by me. But something that even fascinated me more were some of the people that were close to over 80 years old. We had some people that were over 80 years old out there partaking in this event. And some of them were actually runners. They were not just out there to walk. And they were so impressed me. I was so thrilled to see that. But another thing that really made me feel good was that the amount of volunteers that came out to help for this event. There was no pay. There was no benefit for them to do that, but there was people that came out and set everything up, from passing out the packets, passing out the t-shirts that people got, making sure everybody was in the right area, the right location. That was great. And then there was this whole another group of people that were running the event, from making sure people stayed on course while they were running, helping out in case somebody did get injured or pulled a muscle or something like that. We had a truck that followed behind to pick up any stragglers if they got too tired, things like that. But then there was a big group that had to help tear all this stuff down, because it had to be all gone by the end of the day. So it was about a 3 to 4, maybe 5 hour event total. All the setup happened in the morning, all the tear down before. It was incredible the way these people came together. I was so impressed. I was so amazed with how all of this fell into place. And it was all just for a fun run. There was no great benefit to anybody for this. They didn't get any kind of status. There was no qualifications for the Olympics or the Boston Marathon or anything like that. It was just actual fun run for the community, from all ages, all sorts of people, all types of runners. It was amazing to be a part of it. The energy that flowed out of the events was so amazing. There was music at the finish line. People were dancing. People were getting done. We even served some beer for those that were old enough to have beer. They had water and Gatorade and snacks for people at the end. There were sponsors that were giving away things. It was just, if there was just this bolt of energy that was coming from this event. It was so amazing. And what that led to too is all these positive vibes. As I'm standing around and I'm watching these people and I'm helping them and I'm assisting in different ways, and I see that they're really appreciative of this. And so this positive energy is coming back off of them. And I'm just soaking it all up, because I'm an energy person, right? So I'm soaking up all this energy, and they're more than happy to share it. And I'm more than happy to share mine with them too. It was so wonderful. Plus, I got to even speak. And so I got to do a little bit of comedy, a little bit of passing out or announcing the top times, giving some paper awards. That was the only thing anybody won, some paper awards for finishing first in each age group. So there was no big prize or anything like that would dampen the spirit of this, where somebody might get mad if somebody beat them or anything. It was all camaraderie. There was even some elected officials that were out there running. And I was like, all right, this is great. This energy, this community event was it was like a lightning bolt of energy that was coming down at this time. And it was just amazing. And as I'm thinking about it, I'm realizing there's so many events out there that you can volunteer for. So my suggestion to you is to go volunteer for something. Doesn't have to be a run, doesn't have to be a race. It could be something at your child's school. That's a great one to volunteer for. Be another thing for the community. It could be for your humane society. Go and you can go and walk dogs at some of these humane societies. Just play with the dogs. There's all kinds of things. Do things for your local kids youth sports teams. They're always needing help for something. There is an unlimited possibility of the way that you can give back. And when you give back, I'm going to tell you, it's something that feels so good in your soul and makes you want to just soak it all in, because it's a wonderful thing to do good things for others without payment, without, having to get some kind of reward, but just doing for your time, because giving back feels so good. And it's another great way that we can make peace with life. So go do something. Once a year, try to get out there and volunteer for something. That's my challenge to everybody today on the Shortcast, is to get out there and volunteer for one thing at least a year and see how it feels to you and see how much you get out of it. Sure, the people that are involved in the event get a lot out of it, but you will be surprised at how much you get out of that and how much it will help you make peace with life.